what I'm saying? That's why men are tend to literally sleep around a lot more than females would. So now imagine that, right? With the desire to literally just have intercourse constantly. Take that, mix it with drugs, mix it with alcohol, mix it with females, mix it with a bunch of other men out there that are also in the opposite gender. And what you have right there is a fucking disaster. The creepy billionaire rapper sells their soul to Michael Rubin. All right. Now, if you don't know who Michael Rubin is, well, let's watch this video. I don't want to spoil it. FYI, most likely not gonna react to the whole entire video because I try not to make the video go on for too long. But if you do want to watch the whole entire thing without my commentary, here you go. And your boy Luista is gonna be the one talking about it.
A lot of times, the nerdy whites, they want to partner.
I'm sorry for pausing him. I just want to let you know in advance that I kind of talk a lot. Okay, so if you don't like to hear me blubber a lot, just understand that. Before you leave, just leave a like. Some other videos I don't do that, but just keep that in mind as you watch it. So if I pause it too many times, it's gonna get a little annoying from the bottom of my heart. I apologize for that. My job is just to give my commentary and perhaps help you think a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on.
Up with the kids at the pool table. Snoop told a story one time when he said the dudes from Uber was with Suge, and they begged Suge to come introduce them to Snoop. These dudes be going to Seed Capital. I just want to be around Kevin Durant. I want to be around Nas. I want to be around all of these cool people that I grew up on. I was the nerdy dude. Now I got enough money to mesh with them.
Everyone knows that money rules the world, and the rap game is no exception to that rule. But the puppet master behind many iconic artists is a truly sinister and creepy man.
FYI, I just want to let you guys know that with the whole documentary that just got released by 50 Cent of P. Diddy, if you have just gotten watching that documentary, I guarantee you this right here will make a lot of sense to you. Because it's not only Diddy.
Michael Rubin is an industry tycoon, and his name really started circulating along with this embarrassing clip of gangster rapper Meek Mill, as some of you may recall, where bro was literally bunny hopping like an absolute psychopath on camera.
Meek Mill just can't get enough break, bruh. First it was P. Diddy, and then it was freaking Michael Rubin. Bruh, like, Mick, this is what happened when you humiliate yourself in front of the world, man.
Why are you doing bunny hops, Meek? Because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud.
And it's slowly coming to light that he is your favorite rapper's favorite billionaire, orchestrating a large network of young black talents across hip-hop and even sports. Even the likes of 50 Cent have been seen clowning rappers close to Michael Rubin.
What is that? So 50 Cent. See, this is why I don't go to no party Puffy and them at side eye. Do F is going the F is going on here. Get the of my young man. Sometimes it's hard to read some of these texts, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
From the outside looking in, it seems like a pretty good idea to associate yourself with a billionaire, as there are countless benefits being tied to such wealth. But the quote-unquote benefits that Michael Rubin comes with tend to be questionable at best.
Don't be making fun of me when I'm drunk. You're gonna get another drunken hug tonight. I don't care what anyone says. You're getting a drunken hug. You too. You too. Drunken hugs are coming tonight.
It's your boy Luesta, and today we're gonna unpack the unsettling hold that Michael Rubin has on hip-hop culture. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we gotta understand his origins in the world of hip-hop and the power that he holds outside of the game that you'll see extends farther than anyone really knows. With 11 big Bs to his name, it's hard to imagine Michael Rubin ever starting off with humble beginnings, but that's exactly how the story goes. Like many kids, he started shoveling snow when he was only 8 years old, and by the time he was 12, he had a ski repair shop that eventually raked in $125K a year.
At 12 years old with a ski. See, this is the bullshit shit that I fucking hate. This is what I hate, okay? They make it seem like he was a 12-year-old who just came across $1 million on the floor and then just decided to pick that money and invest. Kids at the age of 12, yes, they understand money a little bit, but they don't really have the full comprehension of money. So the fact that at 12 years, let me go ahead and take it back. I just want to make sure I heard this right.
He had a ski repair shop that eventually raked in exactly how the story goes. Like many kids, he started shoveling snow when he was only 8 years old, and by the time he was 12, he had a ski repair
by the time he was 12, he had. What kind of kid at the age of 12 years old is already considering building a freaking full-blown business? You know, like you're taking all the credit and giving it to him as if he just a 12-year-old who just, picked up $1 million off the floor and then just started his business. Like, that's so sick.
Repair shop that eventually...
Let's be honest. He was associated with rich parents. He was born in a rich family. And of course, they didn't want to just hand out the money. So they decided to help him start a business and help him run the business. And of course, the business did good. And by the time he was able to be mature enough to run the business on himself, I mean, come on, man. Let's be for real.
Raked in $125K a year. His keen eye for business carried into adulthood, and perhaps his most important money move came in an early investment with Fanatics, the top sports merchandise company in the entire world. This wasn't a one-off expense though. Rubin loved sports, and he eventually was inspired to purchase the Philadelphia 76ers and became its most popular owner, despite sharing the team with several others. And it was courtside at a Philly game where he met the gangster rapper Meek Mill, fresh off the scene after coming up with moving and raw bars like these.
Some summer nights can even turn cold. In the streets of Philly where niggas don't even get to turn old. My heart pumping to it turn gold.
The two men were from completely different worlds, but they would end up having far more in common than one would expect. And they would begin to bond over sports, business, and more. As conversation continued, no one would expect the can of worms that was about to burst open from this single interaction. And it would change the course of modern rap entirely.
So my daughter was just talking to Nikki, and Meek's like, in his way, he's like, who are you? I'm like, the Sixers guy. No. And then within a second, what I loved about Meek from the moment I met him, he just started peppering me with business questions. Like, hey, if I want to do this, how would you do that? And if I want to just do this in sports, and if I want to put this deal together. And in a lot of ways, he was a similar version of me from a completely different environment.
They continued to...
So first of all, I just want to say all that's bullshit. Here's the reason why I said that. It's because where's Meek Mill right now? After the whole P. Diddy, him being exposed, being associated with P. Diddy, wearing the same clothes as P. Diddy and going out into public, where is he now? All the business idea that he got from Michael Rubin, you would expect him to perhaps be in a position where he is booming. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that Meek Mill was like a pass around in the not music industry, I would say, but more like among the famous people. Okay, Meek Mill, he was the type of dude that looks like he was trying everything and anything that he could possibly do to make it out. And of course, he needed to be compromised. Okay, he needed to be compromised. And the rest is kind of history. Look into the P. Diddy situation, and you'll find out what I mean by that.
Me a few times as a friendship was truly beginning to form, and in their talks, Rubin would eventually learn about Meek Mill's ongoing legal struggle.
One night, maybe we'd hung out at the games maybe 10 times, and we were at halftime. And I'll remember this for the rest of my life. I said, hey, I'm going with some friends to the Brigada afterwards. You want to come? He said, I'm not allowed. I'm like, do you need permission from your mom? It's literally what I said to him. I said, you need permission from your mom? I was joking. I was being a wise ass. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm on probation. I'm like, how's this probation thing work? He's like, I'm not allowed to leave. You can't go across the bridge. 10 minutes. He's like, I'm not allowed. I'll get arrested. I'm like, what'd you do again?
You see, Meek Mill was under serious pressure from a 2007 incident involving a case where he was locked up for illegal firearm and possession. He got 2 years behind bars plus 5 years probation, and when his probation period was supposed to expire, a hard-ass judge continued to hold him on a legal leash. And things would not change for him as he grew older, even though his rap career was flourishing. In 2017, Meek picked up more probation charges for popping Willie and getting mixed up in an airport brawl, violating his current restrictions. And when Michael heard about his new friend's struggle and realized it was a problem on the judge's end, he decided to step in.
I'm not gonna say who I called. I started calling people of importance to find out, is everything he's telling me true? Like, I was hearing all I was hearing was everyone loves him, but he's got this crazy judge. But you know what? I want to make sure I'm always on guard. If you're in my situation, you're always. And so I kept getting back. He's done everything he's been asked from a probation perspective. He's well liked. He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a little bit on rap time sometimes, but this is a good guy. He's doing lots of charitable things. I wrote this letter, which I never thought it would become public. It became very public. I'm I wrote this letter and basically talked about my relationship with him. I basically said, like, look, this has become one of my closest friends. Like, he knows my daughter well. He knows my mom. He knows, all of my, partners in the Sixers.
Despite Rubin,
And you see, this is also one thing that I really hate about celebrities. They pretend they're so, oh my God, he's such a dear friend to me. Oh, I love this guy. Oh, I would do this and blah, 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 blah. Until it's really time for them to show up and then you see them nowhere. Seen it so many times. These celebrities is fake. They pretend to be buddy-buddy with each other. They pretend that they love each other and they would never, ever, ever, I guess you can say backstab each other or anything like that. But when it's really time for them to show up, they are nowhere to be found. With the whole thing that's going on with Meek Mill, well, I do remember Michael Rubin did come on to the Breakfast Club, and he said that, oh, Meek Mill has no gay bone in his body, and it's like, yeah, dude was literally wearing the same clothes as P. Diddy in public. What kind of grown-ass man wears the same clothes as another grown-ass man in public? If it ain't your girlfriend or your wife, what the hell are you doing wearing the same clothes?
Rubin's letter and his appearance in court during the hearing, the judge still sentenced Meek to 2 to 4 years in prison. This is a shocking verdict considering everyone involved had strongly recommended against prison time, including the parole officer. It was abundantly clear that the judge had a vendetta against the young Philly native, but lucky for Meek, he had a billionaire friend in his corner of the ring.
I look at Meek, and he always wants to be Mr. Tough Guy. His eyes turn pink. There's tears coming out of his eyes. I can't remember the last time anything made me tear up. I have tears coming out of my eyes, and I looked at him, I'm like, I will not stop until you're out of prison and she's off the bench.
And that's exactly what he sought out to do, pouring over $6 million alongside Jay-Z to hire the best investigators and lawyers to fight for Meek's freedom. And to Millie, it meant the world.
You're now sitting in an orange jumpsuit, and you're still smiling from ear to ear. I don't get it. Like he said, if it were me, I'd be so mad. How are you happy? Meek sat there. He thought about it for like a minute. He said, Robert, I've been sent to prison 3 times for never committing a crime. This is my entire life. I've been in and out of this thing my entire life. This is the first time people are fighting for me. You're here to see me today. Michael's been here 20 times. There's a crusade to free Meek. This is the first time that's happened.
All that effort was worth it in the end, as the judge would eventually get revealed to be super corrupt, even beyond the courtroom. Aside from multiple weird cases on her end, she was also secretly spying on Meek and even demanded he drop her name in a song. Some pretty strange behavior. But the real win in all this was for Michael Rubin, who was quickly being hailed as a model billionaire and culture icon. He kept riding this wave when he established the Reform Alliance with Jay-Z to combat legal system failures.
We said we're going to get 1 million people that are on probation or parole that shouldn't be out of the system. There was 4.5 million people at the time. This is 3.5 years ago. We've already.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I will give credit where credit is due. So the fact that Michael Rubin went out of his way to help Meek Mill out of his tough situation, which is commendable. You know what I mean? Give him a round of applause for that. But one thing that I do understand is when it comes to these billionaires and millionaires, they don't do anything for free. Yeah, keep that in mind. They don't just go ahead and say, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Here's $2 million. Have fun. Really? Does that make any sense to you? When have they ever really, really done something without a string attached to it?
Cleared a pathway for 650,000 people that are on probation or parole to get out earlier from the laws that we've changed.
Michael Rubin was officially a hip-hop namesake, and the idea of having a rich white billionaire friend started sounding real good to young up-and-coming artists, especially this genuine, caring dude.
Let's keep this real. When you're financially successful, it's easy to give money away, okay? I give lots of money away. That's easy. What's hard is to do the work.
But it wouldn't take long for the more sinister intentions of the richest man in rap to emerge from the most unseeming shadows. And it was too late for those that flocked to him.
The friendship with Lil Baby, what was it about him and your guys' rapport that sort of connected him?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. Like I said, I'm not going to react to the whole thing. If you want to watch the rest of the video for yourself, by all means, here you go. I'm going to go ahead and link his YouTube channel in the bottom. So, with that being said, P. Diddy is not the only one in the rap game that goes around just blackmailing all these rappers. Keep that in mind. All right? Every once in a while, they got to come out the woodwork and then make it seem like they're actually doing some investigation and trying to come across all of these things. But let's be honest. P. Diddy is only one of the thousands of blackmail ring that's going on out there. So, did Michael Rubin blackmail Meek Mill and perhaps Lil Baby? I mean, you tell me. After what 50 Cent said, let me go ahead and go to that tweet real quick of what 50 said right there.
50 Cent.
Yeah, so after what 50 Cent said, you tell me. Hugging another man from the back, grown-ass man. I mean, have you seen their pictures together? Let me see if I can find that picture real quick. Of where Michael Rubin is like holding them. They got a big old freaking like, their smile go from one. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this. Look at this.
Got raised, especially when they found
Look at this, bruh. Come on, man. You can't tell me that this is
profiles. So it makes sense that anyone would want to show out. But what's strange is the presence of guys like Baby, Quavo, and Meek, who are all far below the status of these other guests. Their attendance seems a little bit out of place, and questions got raised, especially when they found themselves in more questionable scenarios.
Yeah, anyways, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You get the whole idea from here. All right? You get the idea. This is what goes on over there. You got dudes hugging from back to back, you know, putting a big old smile on their face. And understand this. A lot of drugs be roaming around these places. LSD, you know, I'm not gonna go ahead and name all these drugs because, you know, I don't want anything to happen to this video. But you get what I'm saying. All right? The pink stuff that P. Diddy had that makes him literally have a free call for like 2 days in a row. I'm telling you, man. Look. You got money. And with money comes with the freedom to do whatever your heart desire. That's the truth of the matter. Men, we are a breeding machine. And so constantly we're in a need to bust. You know what I mean? Busting up. You know what I'm saying? That's why men tend to literally sleep around a lot more than females would. So now imagine that, right? With the desire to literally just have intercourse constantly. Take that, mix it with drugs, mix it with alcohol, mix it with females, mix it with a bunch of other men out there that are also in the opposite gender. And what you have right there is a fucking disaster. And also a blackmail ring, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, if you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.